Hey, what's up, y'all? Today's February 19th, 2024. It's Tuesday. Getting a late start here, but let's get going. We're going to be covering Freedom Corner Vigil number 596 last night at Freedom Corner in Washington, D.C. It was a cold, windy night out there. Ugly weather. We thought it was getting nicer for a while, but man, last night it was brutal down there. Everybody was bundled up. But there was 7 patriots down there standing for freedom, standing for justice for our J6ers. And it's a dirty job, but somebody's got to do it, and they're doing it down at Freedom Corner, man. Hey, silly, how are you? Hey, Pathfinder, it's going good. Busy day, we're getting started late, but definitely want to touch base with y'all. Another night at Freedom Corner. Let's find out what they went through yesterday here. One of the cool things that started out the night is Mickey mentioned that they got a generous donor who is going to donate or match donations up to $1,000. So if you haven't donated to 4ashley.com lately, now would be a good time. Your donation will be doubled, and that's a pretty good deal, man. If you can give them $20, they get 40. So 4ashley.com is where you make that donation. That's the funds that keeps Freedom Corner going. They got all kinds of expenses down there. Staying in DC is not cheap at all. What a ripoff, you know. But unfortunately, that is where the battle is taking place right now. DC. And Sylvia, something we're going to get into later. All right, I had trouble finding the John Attackis Family Health site, and I know I've seen it before. But if while we're talking, you could find that link. It's John Attackis Family Health, but I don't know if it's a .com or if it's on a Give Send Go account or what. I just could not locate that today, and I'm confused on that. So if you know where that is, Sylvia, when we get to Jonathan or Taylor's phone call, we can put that up here. All right, here's Mickey's website in order to donate for the costs of Freedom Corner, 4ashley.com. Plus, you can get the Ashley and Roseanne Boylan t-shirts, too, which are just as iconic, I would say, as a Make America Great hat. Red Make America Great hat, you know. That Ashley Babbitt t-shirt is iconic for this era, this period of our American history here. Thanks, Sylvia. Okay, and then another thing while we're on Ashley Babbitt, man, and it's another thing in our chat, man, it's heartbreaking how many people have lost children. One after another. I'm just keep meeting people in chats who've lost a child. Mickey lost Ashley, and it's just such a heartbreaking thing right now for me to think about. I've never lost a child. I got a child I haven't seen in 15 years, and it's kind of like losing them, but one day I might be able to reconcile with her sometime. And but I just like to pray for all the families and people that have lost children, and that just to give them a reassurance that we all do meet again. Children are somewhat innocent. In our Christian faith, we don't really have that all nailed down if they're going to be in heaven or not, but I've got to believe that children are going to be returned to us in the afterlife, and that we all do meet up again, and that there will be a judgment at that time, and a lot of people are not going to stand in the judgment, but as children, you're you're under the influence of a parent while you're here, and I just got to believe that we're all going to meet again someday. But it is heartbreaking knowing so many of us have lost children in this life, and it's just part of this life, that it's just another part that we got to come to grips with, understand, try to weigh out how that is justice in some fashion or another. But my heart goes out to everybody who's lost a child, man. It is heartbreaking. And I pray for us all the time. Pray for all of us, Patriots. That's why we got this beautiful family right here, so that we can encourage and pray for each other for perseverance and carrying on. First phone call tonight was Taylor Jonatakis. Okay, wait, I just saw that. Silly. Thank you. And Taylor's always reading stuff. He's writing essays and stuff. He's always got an excellent word. Sometimes it's so much that it's hard for me to get my head around it. I kept up with like half of the phone call last night, but then after that, he goes with it. And it's like he just leaves me in the dust, man, every time. Not every time, but sometimes he gets very cerebral, man. So all his stuff that he writes is on this website here. All right, this is PeasantsPerspective.com. There's another one called Jonatakis Family Health that he mentioned at the end of last night's phone call. Maybe I just never even looked that one up, but I couldn't find it. And for some reason, I think it's associated with his Give, Send, Go account. But I'm not good at finding Give, Send, Go accounts and stuff. Hey, Deb for Freedom, thank you. Hey, Sherry. It was cold there last night, sweetheart, man. I was praying for you guys out there. I hope you're doing all right. You were awful quiet, Sherry. I hope you're doing okay there. Okay, Sylvia, here it is. It is a Give, Send, Go account. All right, that's why I couldn't find it. So it's www.givesendgo.Jonatakis Family Health. Okay, cool. So I want to try to look that up and see what's on there, because I've never been on that site before. So, but Peasants Perspective is where he posts the essays that he writes on this Jonatakis Family Health. This is how you donate to his family, and it's also where he started up that service where they're starting up trying to take care of children of incarcerated parents, which is a need in this country, apparently, man. Oh, family help. Okay. Oh, I see now. Okay. Thanks, Sapphire. Hey, Turbo. Hello, man. Good to see you, bud. Good talking with you last night. Okay, so Taylor was just saying how hot it was in the gulag, and everyone's freezing outside. This is the goofiness of the gulag, man. They just got the heat cranked in there. He said it was over 80 degrees inside there, but he said it's not as bad as it was in Brazil. Taylor was a missionary down in Brazil like 20 years ago, and he said it was miserable down there, and it hasn't been that hot yet in the gulag, but it's just bizarre. Another bizarre thing. They got outdoor recreation yesterday, but then he was saying how the J6ers are finally getting church services, and while they were out on outdoor recreation, the church services people showed up, so everybody missed the church services yesterday. But I think Taylor said he stayed behind just to let the church services people know that they're interested in it, but it was just not scheduled properly with the prison staff. And then they were thinking, wow, do they do this stuff on purpose around here? Just to mess with the J6ers on purpose? But he says he's worked in some government people, and he thinks it's just boneheaded government organization. They're not that slick when it comes to getting things done on time. inefficient manners, things, you've seen it, government worker type stuff. So we don't think it's just to be mean that they do this, but that's what happens in jail there. Just a bunch of slackers collecting a paycheck, basically, man. Then that also led into a conversation about their mail. I mean, sometimes the mail they're getting is a month late. And then other people who have sent letters in there have had their letters returned and they're not opened. You know that when they receive a letter, they open it and they check it for whatever could be in the letter. But people have been receiving their letters back, return to sender, but everything's correct on the letter. You know, the address is right, the number's right, the inmate is right, the inmate's there. And Taylor's saying that if you know that everything on your letter was correct, rather than just send it in, escalate the matter, call in, and say, look, and read the address off, say, is this inmate there? Why was this letter returned? And just escalate it a little bit. We have power. It takes a little extra effort to do that. But these government workers, man, you just got to put the screws to them once in a while. And we got to learn to flex our muscles that way a little bit, too. Ooh, Trump Higgins. That would be a wild one. Oop, wrong one. That's the first time I heard anybody suggest that one. Oh, come on, I can't get it now. Yeah, I like Higgins, man. He's on fire. And he would be the guy to go after the criminals in the whole J6 organization, that's for sure. We still need somebody to go after Fauci and all them people. Yes, man, AntiSemantic. We, the people, have more power than we realize. That's right. Welcome, AntiSemantic. I haven't seen you in here before, but welcome. All right, wait, I missed one here. Steve Bannon calls on Congress to dump the phony J6 report that is fraught with lies and used as a weapon. And that was another thing that Doug Wyatt was talking about later on in the phone call. He's just sick and tired of being the J6ers getting bashed in the media, bashed by all these politicians all the time for being criminals. When here we got people that were throwing Molotov cocktails at people during the summer of love, and they get like max 1 year in prison and stuff, throwing Molotov cocktails at cops and cop cars and just getting off on way lighter charges than the J6ers have been getting off on. Yeah, and these guys are veterans. These guys are sheriffs. These guys are medics. When is this going to end, man? It's an atrocity, man. It's just like it needs to be exposed for so long. The J6 issues and the Freedom Corps and Patriots are exposing this, and maybe it just needs to get exposed longer. And every day more is coming out. The whole Bloodbath thing. I mean, who in America didn't see how ridiculous the mainstream media is now on just taking one word totally out of context and running with it for 2 or 3 days? And then you find out it was all malarkey anyways, you know? Yeah, then we got the Fannie Lewis distraction. Trump owes $400 million. On and on. So all this is getting exposed in the meantime. It's very aggravating for us because we knew all this was just bullshit, but I guess it needs to be exposed for longer to wake up the sleepyheads so that finally we, the people, can come together en masse and make sure that this next election is not rigged again with machines and mail-in ballots and stuff. So yeah, Taylor was talking about the letter, the mail being late and stuff. All right, and then he just went shot off on stuff with the creator. You know, we have inalienable rights. given to us by our Creator. But if you don't believe in a Creator, then these rights are considered to be just fundamental rights. And it gets into the I think, therefore I am philosophy thing. And that's where it's like, yeah, I think I know what you're talking about, but I just believe in the Creator, and I leave it all in His hands. I read this Bible here, I read this book, and this is all I need to know right here. I don't need to understand the whole legal system, but then that you need to stand on your principles, and it isn't always the best thing to do for survival in this world, but it has to do with whether or not you're going to compromise your principles, So and a lot of people, they have solved these problems. The people who don't think, therefore they are the ones that are putting people in front of firing squads for not agreeing with them, or burning them at the stake for being a witch, or, so it isn't always beneficial for survival. That was the part I wish, if I was talking to Taylor, that's what I would have brought up. But he's saying it's all principles, man. And you are who you are. You are created by God. I am Steve. You are who you are. And we have to, the stronger you are, the more grounded you are on living by your principles. And I think in the end, that's what this life, this journey is all about. All right, Trump is suing CBS and Stupidopolis. Oh, yeah. Crazy, man. Yeah, 400 million is a drop in the bucket for Trump. But apparently he's having trouble coming up with that amount of cash. And that's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. Okay, the Supreme Court allows Texas to enforce immigration law that gives police power to... Okay, so I just read something exactly the opposite of that today, Sylvia. So that's all getting hammered out in court now, too. We got the federal government fighting the state governments and stuff. Let's put this over here for a little bit. So yeah, check out John Attacker's Family Help, and that's how you would donate to Taylor's family, and also get involved with the help that he's doing for incarcerated children whose parents are incarcerated. And that's another issue with the J6 thing, man. Every one of these people in jail's got children at home, or nephews, nieces, mothers, fathers, brothers and sisters at home, suffering because of all this. 1,000 years now in prison time for a 6-month delay of Congress. Absolutely ridiculous. How high does that got to get before America starts scratching their head thinking, what's up with that? Because that is not the country I thought I lived on, man. Okay, then we got the Florida thing here going around with DeSantis, too. Haitian migrants will go straight to Martha's Vineyard if Biden blocks deportations. Hit him where it hurts, DeSantis. All right, man. I like DeSantis as a governor, Definitely didn't want him as my president, especially since we had another guy, Trump, ready to go in there. But I don't know that had to get so ugly, but that's Trump. Oh, well. That's why he is who he is, right? All right, man. Lou, yeah, we're praying for Trump, too, because look at what he's going through to get all this stuff done. Unbelievable. Okay, Chris Quaglin was the next caller last night. Last night was Vigil 596, by the way. And he just started talking about news and stuff, the Biden migrants crime wave that's going all over the place again. We'll be able to fix the border again. Justice for Lakin. Stop the bloodbath. Vote Trump back in. The media hysteria over bloodbath. And then he just went off on a tangent with the word bloodbath that was kind of funny, man. Putin won. That was a bloodbath. Putin won his election in Russia and all that. Haiti looks like the summer of love, a bloodbath. FJB wants to bring the Haitians here, is what he's talking about. That's what's going down there. Probably because our own militaries probably won't attack us. I don't think anybody can make our own military come against us. So I think the ultimate end goal, for now, they're getting more House seats because of the census. But the census hasn't been counted for 4 years, and there's 20 million illegals here now. Biden wants to call them newcomers, but I call them Biden migrants because they're pretty much associated with him. There was 12 million of them here to begin with, and then Biden added to that. We're up to 20 million now, and they're going to be getting jobs. There's already people talking about them being able to get into the military on a path to citizenship. I think that was done already with the Dreamers back in the early 2000s. So it has been done before. They're going to be hired as police officers, and that's when we gotta start keeping our head on a swivel big time, man. All right, what was that about Robert Morse? Robert Morse was an excellent patriot when he was at Freedom Corps, or the Gulag, and then at Lewisburg. Stripped of his Pennsylvania teaching license despite mother's heartfelt plea. Oh my goodness. If there is a gifted teacher on the planet right now, Robert Morse is it. And to take his teaching license away, that's absolutely criminal. That's criminal to the children who are never going to get to have him as a teacher, man. Oh, we got another, a cartel-tied Venezuelan was arrested but then released after a transgender migrant was shot in Little Village. I don't know what to do about all this stuff, Patriots. It just gets more devilish every day. Every day, man. Okay, here's this. And I saw this really funny news clip of newscasters throughout the last 10 years saying the word bloodbath over and over and over again. But as soon as it comes out of Trump's mouth, it's a hair on fire moment for these people. And they have used that word hundreds of times in the past. This is nothing new, but it is when Trump says it. So it keeps Trump in the very top of the news cycle, which is good. That's called trolling. And I don't know if they understand that they're being trolled by him when he does that or what. Okay. Biden's going up the short staircase now. Like the short bus, Biden's got the short staircase. Okay, then Chris Quagland, 20 million newcomers are here. And then at the end of the phone call, Chris is talking about he's going to finally get into court someday. And he's calling witnesses like the people who deliver the mail to him, the people who have taken the grievance complaints from him. So I don't know if this is all going to get allowed in court. Usually in D.C., they just say, no, you're not allowed to bring in any witnesses. And that's it. You don't have a chance to bring in witnesses to defend yourself. That's what they do in D.C. court here. It's just impossible to find a jury pool that doesn't hate your guts because you voted for Trump. All right, and then after Chris Quagland too, man, they played the Brian Mock's tune. Brian Mock was a J6er. He just got sentenced a couple weeks ago, called The Stand. And I just love that tune, man. I love that song. It is such a beautiful, beautiful song about a father telling his sons why he stood up on January 6th. And it's about love, man. It's about love. That's right, looking for anything they can use against Trump because they got nothing good about Biden. That's right. Every time Biden is accused of something, he switches it over to, well, let's talk about Trump, you know? What a chump. That's right, Boomer. All them DC judges are corrupt. Okay, then we got a call from Doug Wyatt. He's an awesome patriot. He's going to be turning 51, like today. I think he said tomorrow. Yesterday, I think he said tomorrow I turn 51. So these guys aren't kids, man. These are 51-year-old people. There's guys in their 70s that were arrested on J6. Your average criminal is like, 19 to 21 years old. The average age of J6ers is 50 years old. Most of them are self-employed, self-made men and women, and with children at home, right? And that's who's getting persecuted in this whole thing. That is who the enemy of the Biden administration is family people who love God, who love their families and love their countries. And it's just so wrong that the government is coming down on these people. FJB is going to need a helmet and knee pads. We could come out with the FJB helmet, maybe. Make some money on this idea. I saw they gave him new shoes, like those real stable sneaker shoes he's wearing now. So Trump came out with the gold sneakers, and now a month later, we got the FJB shoes showing up on shelves near you. Go ahead, see how many people go buy them. Trump sold, 1,000 pairs of them sneakers at $400 a pair overnight? We'll see how many FJB sneakers they sell. Okay, today is Doug Wyatt's birthday. Okay, that's what I thought he said there yesterday. Here's a link to that song, The Stand. If you guys haven't heard it yet, it's an excellent tune. The video on YouTube is really cool. It has a little prelude thing to it. That's not part of the song, but just some spoken word. It's deep, man. It is deep, and it just shows you who's getting busted here in prison. Who's getting attacked by the DOJ here under the supposed leadership of FJB. Yeah, we need one of them stair lifts. Turbo, you're always a blast to have in here. Biden filled his diaper and blamed it on Trump. Okay, so yeah, man, Doug Wyatt, he's turning 51 years old. He's only been in there for 7 weeks, like only 7 weeks. That's a long time, man. But thank God they got that pod that they're all together and looking after each other, celebrating St. Patty's Day. They had a good time with it. It's making the best of it, man. That's Trump sneakers. You think I need a pair of them, Smalley? What? The lawyer that exposed the Dominion voter fraud in Michigan was arrested yesterday. I just was watching Professor Clements. Is that the guy who was in that interview with Professor Clements? That case is like locked and sealed, man. They got 2,000 emails at the Dominion people. Oh my God, Sapphire, I gotta look into that. I'm wondering who the lawyer was. Was it that Greg Phillips guy, or was it this? Oh man, horrible. You uncover fraud, the Dominion voter machines all over the country. Dominion's only one company, by the way, but they are totally hackable machines. They got emails talking to each other about how are they going to put a patch on these machines. The only way you can patch them is to do it over the web. So these machines are not even supposed to be able to be hooked up to the internet. And yet they are, and they keep that secret information. They found out that the Serbians, there's a Serbian company that was hired by Dominion to do the programming for these machines. It is so shady. And this is stuff we knew 4 years ago. Where is law enforcement? Stephanie something? Stephanie, that's who, oh man. Oh man. Okay, this is good news. Federal judge in Illinois has declared unconstitutional statute prohibiting illegal. Oh no, that's not good news. The statute prohibiting illegal aliens from owning firearms was declared unconstitutional. Oh my God. We are nosediving, patriots. Stephanie Lambert, arrested by U.S. Marshals in D.C. court appearance after submitting evidence of numerous crimes. How in the world can this stuff be happening, man? Is it being allowed to happen so that we catch these people? Okay, she's the one with the Serbian information, right? The Serbians were hired by Dominion to program these machines and correct mistakes. But in Serbia, they have a law, apparently, that we can't get their identifications because of the Serbian war not so long ago, like in the 1990s, that our government made a rule that you can't get the identities of people in Serbia because that could conflict that could expose them. Long, convoluted story, man. Oh, man. These machines got to go, patriots. We cannot allow these machines in the next election. This is one of the major aspects of how FJB rigged the last election. It was not only Dominion, but there's 2 or 3 or 4 other companies. And think about it, patriots. Every voter precinct has to buy these machines now, which is several $1,000s per precinct. So just in my little county here, that means we got to go buy 150 machines at several $1,000s. So they're taking our money, buying these hackable machines, and then rigging our elections with them. It's got to end. That's what we have to end. That's what I keep talking about. We got to get these machines out of the elections by next election. No, however we got to do it, it's got to happen. None of our representatives are on board with this. They all tell me, oh, there's no way we're going to be able to do that. But this is what needs to be done, patriots. And we cannot allow mail-in voting. The Democrats and the Republicans are both on record saying mail-in voting is the easiest way to fraud an election. And, all right, so Professor Clemens on X, okay. Let's see what he's got to say, because he just put out that documentary about the machines about 3 weeks ago. Very excellent documentary. It's a really hard topic to understand, but Professor Clemens and the people who made this movie did a really good job of making it understandable, even to a guy like me. Yeah, they are so easy to hack, and they're expensive. And if we the people voted on this, it never would have happened. But this was something where our elected officials came in and said, we have to do it this way because we're in the modern era of technology and it's easier to do it. We were way better at elections before these machines ever entered the picture. Unbelievable. In-person, voter ID, paper ballots, no machines. Easy peasy rules. That's what's got to happen, man. So yeah, Doug Wyatt, man, he's tired of getting bashed in the media by these politicians using them as pawns to make speeches and stuff. They just use these J6ers like a punching bag on TV, constantly, every single day. And Doug Wyatt says he's just getting tired of it, man. Other guys in the Summer of Love got 1 year in jail for throwing Molotov cocktails at cop cars and cops. They got 1 year in prison. We got guys that are getting 4 years in prison for walking through the Capitol, trespassing, parading, shaking a bike rack, things like that. It's just total injustice, two-tiered system of justice. But, you know, even that term, two-tiered system of justice, sounds too kind. This is demonic, man. Doug Wyatt says Trump does have a path to victory, and it looks like Trump is just annihilating the opposition. So he's already won the primaries with the Republican Party. He will be the Republican nominee. Ronna McDaniels is gone. 60 heads have rolled out of the RNC, so we got that wrapped up. And he is leading Biden in all polls right now. But that doesn't mean they're not going to rig the election. And they did it once. They're going to do it again. All right, Sapphire, time to visualize. Sorry I got started too late. I'm going to wrap it up here real quick so we don't miss any of you guys. But thanks, Sapphire Patriot, for standing for us out there. It's a dirty job, and you're the one doing it for us. We really appreciate it. Really appreciate it. Time to deep dive the gulag. Yeah, get out there. And talking about a gulag deep dive, let's deep dive that gulag, man. There's private investors that own that place. There's all kinds of human rights violations happening in that place. The people that run that gulag is contracted out to the Washington, D.C. I mean, there's got to be ways to get to these people, man. What they're doing is illegal. It is like a human trafficking operation with the courts down there. You can't get a fair jury pool in there. These people hate you. It's nothing but a popularity contest. There's something going on there, and I know we're going to find the path to victory and overcome these adversaries down there. Yeah, and look what they're doing to Trump. Trump is the leader in this whole thing, but they are still trying to nail him to the wall. Luckily, he is Teflon Don. He's got money to fight this. We don't. We're next. If they can come and make Trump pay $400 million fine to some goofy woman who's making up stories, who's a fiction writer and making up stories and suing Trump for the second time and third time, we're next. What are we going to do if they come after us for that kind of stuff? The jury pool hates you. There is no fair trial in D.C. Absolutely not. Tammy did the roll call then. The roll call's getting long. 232 names, I believe, on the roll call list. More arrests pretty much every week. They're not holding back on anything. They're not backing down. 3.5 years after the fact, they are still going after J6ers, still doing pre-dawn raids on people's houses, they're terrorizing people with our law enforcement and our justice system right now. So, I know it's small. We're not like that, but we're almost getting forced to play this game, man. All right, so if you can donate to me here, I can use the support. We can get more things done. If I got a war chest of some money, the mullet. I'm too busy to go get a haircut. That's what happens every time, man. It's like, oh, should I go get a haircut? Well, no, I got to fix the van. Should I go get a haircut? No, they're trying to throw an Amish guy in jail down the road. Oh, there's always something to do, man. So yeah, Patriots, if you can't donate to me, I would really appreciate it. Thank you. And I really appreciate those of you who have so far. Okay, and then Jeff Sable called in at the end of the night, as always. Jeff Sable has been in jail for over 1,100 days. Waiting sentencing still. Sooner or later, he's going to get moved out of there. And Jeff Sable has been a leader among the men in that prison. He has led them to the singing of the J6 every night. They did it before he was there, but he took over that position. He takes it very seriously, man. He organized these beautiful, beautiful Christmas carols that they sang to us, and gave all the guys in there just a moment of happiness in putting together a song to sing to us out on Freedom Corner and the rest of the world on the live streams during Christmas. And then they sang one at St. Patty's Day also. So, yeah, Patriots, we got to keep on. Keep on keeping on, Patriots. Pray for these guys in jail. Pray for their families. CCP cozies up to Hamas. Yeah, man. I mean, they're just messing with us. Totally messing with us. There we go. There we go. Wow, I got a new effect on there. Look at that. It's like cut out. That's pretty cool. I wonder how I did that. I'll have to think about that someday. I guess I learned that the other day, but forgot about it already. All right, Patriots, thanks for joining me. No other news on anything else right now. We got started too late. Time to hit Freedom Corner. Pray for us all, Patriots. Stay in the battle. Thanks for joining me tonight. This is Jericho. Over and out.